Hello, it's Matthew Morrow from Reform UK in Dorking and Horley. Today I'm going to speak to you as a legal immigrant to the United Kingdom, and I'm going to do a two-part series. The first part, which we're doing now, is just about my thoughts on immigrating to the UK and my early days whilst living here. And then the second part, we're going to talk a little bit more about illegal immigration. So I'm from Vancouver in British Columbia in Canada, and I moved to the UK in 2000 to study. And so in order to obviously move to the UK, one needs a visa, and I went to the consulate in Vancouver and applied for a certificate of entitlement to the right of abode. So I brought a lot of paperwork with me. Of course, I brought my checkbook to pay the British government the fee, and I wasn't the only one. There was many of us in the consulate in Vancouver on that day, all very excited to be coming to the UK, a little bit apprehensive as there was a lot of paperwork to do, but this is what one did. My plane touched down in London in September 2000. It was a drizzly day. It's very typical British weather. And I made my way to Champion Hill in South London, where I was going to live at King's College Hall for the next year while studying. Now, in order to get from the hall to the Waterloo campus where I was to study, one would take a bus. And so I took the number 68 bus almost every day, just outside Ruskin Park, up the High Street via Camberwell and then Elephant and Castle. And then I got off at Waterloo Station and walked the short distance. It's while I was at Waterloo Station that a scene that I saw has sort of stuck with me for the last 25 years, which I believe is quintessentially British. And that was people queuing for a bus. So as you can imagine, Waterloo Station is an extremely busy location and people are coming and going. However, there's a bus stop right outside and people would queue, single file, 50 to 100 long, well down the street, all in a clear row, often with an umbrella and the Evening Standard as it was raining. But it was very orderly, and in order to accommodate, this queue, you had the rest of the pavement was free for people to come and go from the station. So this system worked very well. And there never seemed to be any arguing or any jostling. People understood you went in the queue, you waited for your bus. There wasn't a TfL official triaging the queue to decide, oh, you should come first and you should hang back. You got in the queue and understood that this is how everybody works. And it is that I believe is so important to the UK and underpins British society, that sense of fairness, that there's a queue and you take your turn. I often had dinner with a friend of mine who was from continental Europe at the hall, at the end of the day, and he commented to me that he's observed the same thing and it stuck with him as well, in that he would not see this in his country. And I agreed with him that it's something that is purely British in our opinions. This is Matthew Morrow, Reform UK, Dorking and Horley.